Recently, this game, Twilight Struggle, has been introduced into the Hall of Fame of board games.
Yes, but is it a good candidate or is there better, fresher alternatives to Twilight Struggle? We're gonna talk about that.
What do you mean fresher? It's only like 15 years old or something.
It's old. First of all, we're gonna show you how the game works. And then
we're going to tell you 3 things why this game deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
This is supposed to be the Hall of Fame?
It is the holiest of the fames.
Very bland, but okay. And then we're gonna touch a little bit the topic of what has aged about this game, why it might not be for you. Because it is already 21 years old.
You can legally drink in the States, right?
Pretty much so.
I know what we're doing after the filming! We're getting
You have to celebrate the Hall of Fame introduction.
Yeah, woo! What do board games drink? At the end of the video, we will give you our personal rating of the game.
And at the end of the video, we're actually gonna give you the best alternative to that said game. But to get us started, let's talk about what this game actually is. It is a 2-player only board game. It's medium weight and it can take up to 3 hours to play. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Welcome to one of the highest rated 2-player board games ever.
In this game, you will be playing one of the major powers of that time, USSR or USA.
If you didn't know, the value of your major power is measured in victory points.
There will be times when players will play out scoring cards, and when that happens, you check who controls the territories. And whoever controls those territories gets victory points. And also, Mr. Yanis, you said something about Europe?
Europe is the most valuable territory. Because who controls Europe? Your line.
Oh, controls the world.
All you do in your turn is play a single card. You will use that card's points or its event. Quite simple.
You can use the action points to add influence to different territories, aka take control of them, or use it to roll some dice and remove opponent's influence. That's what I said. Whenever a new round starts, you get new cards and then use them for the action points or the events. When you run out of cards, then round ends and
then we move to the 3 best things we like about this game.
Well, actually, you play another round and then another until somebody wins. But
no, we move on to the 3 best things we like about this game.
No, but in the game, you play the cards until you somebody wins.
Let's go.
It's influence. One of my favorite things in this game is how that influence, those little tokens work. It's fantastic. These little tokens are what controls territories. Whenever you play out a card, you can place them somewhere, and that means you control that country. You can place these almost anywhere in the world and start controlling territories, and you can actually overthrow governments just by placing these little tokens. It's super simple, yet feels so powerful. These little tokens are the heartbeat of the game. They work great, and I have never seen it anywhere else, this back and forth.
What?
Also, no minis?
Yeah, it feels so epic. Yes, indeed. In the world where minis is everything in a board game, thematic board game, this has none of that. Yet is so thematic, and I don't even miss minis. First time Mr. Saivis saw this game, I asked him, "What do you think?" And he said, "It's very flat." It is. But once you get into it, you don't even miss out on the fancy-pantsy components. I mean, it's not an ugly game per se, but it's not an eye candy either. But you forget all about it once you get playing.
Yes, and that's because you always want to Google things about it. And that's because of the cards. Here are Cuban Missile Crisis. What about it? Why does it work the way it does? All these cards have such a great flavor, and it doesn't straight out explain it to you, except how the card works. So you really want to know more, you want to search more. This is the best way you can learn about this period of time, playing this game.
If you don't want to Google it, some basic info is right here at the back of the rulebook, all in black and white glorious printing.
So this game mechanically oozes with theme, but also the cards is all about history. You can learn history, you can find out a lot of things, and it builds intrigue, and that's so important. If this would be played in history lessons, I think more kids would be smarter about these sorts of things.
My next best thing is gonna be the whole world. That's how far I traveled to get to this board, but didn't yet. Oh, here it is, whole world. The whole world literally is the whole world. It feels so very epic. I could play a card to do something in Africa, then straight away move to Central America and forget all about the Asia because it's just too much, but in a good way. So you really want to concentrate on Asia because you know the scoring's coming up. But also Europe cannot be left alone because Giannis is leading there. So you have to jump back and forth and you can't control everything, but it feels like you can reach any part of the world and the world is big.
The theme and historic flavors are not the only thing that are great about the cards. Actually, just how they work is even better. Hey, we already told you that you can use one card in multiple ways. That's why the card dilemma. But hey, there's also another trickery hidden here. There are US events which are good for that side, and there are USSR cards that are good for them. If you ever want to play out opponent's card for the action points, the event is gonna trigger anyways. So, do you? So the card dilemma is not only for what to use those points, it's also, do I trigger the opponent's events? Because I want those points. It's a dilemma I haven't seen anywhere before. In simpler words, this game is a massive card game. All you do is play out those cards. And that card play is great. That's all you need to know.
Which brings me to my favorite part. The card play brings out a huge replay value of this game. Like huge! Look at it! A lot of cards. The game is divided into 3 parts: early war, mid war, and late war. You start out with the early war deck and you're gonna see all of those cards all the time you play, but the order in which they come up is gonna make this a different experience each time you play. Sometimes I'll get a lot of my events, sometimes I'll get a lot of his events, and sometimes it might be good and sometimes it might be bad, but it's different each time.
Talking about those times when it might be bad and bad. You mad, this
I'm
bad.
mad, this bad.
Let's talk about why this game might not be for you. We have gathered 3 things why this game might not be for you. Why has it aged? Why?
Why? I'll tell you why. Because it takes 3 hours to play?
Sometimes, and sometimes just 10 minutes.
What?
The game can last 10 turns, meaning 3 hours, or until somebody gets to 20 victory points, or if the world blows up and then everybody is a loser. All of those are very different game lengths. How can this happen? Well, by very unlucky card play or just very unskilled card play. For example, the world can go to ruin if you're playing with this guy.
Yes, I actually lost one time in 15 minutes.
Or you can play for 3 hours, which is a lot of time.
So yeah, you can't really plan how long it's gonna take. It might be a quick filler or an epic all-nighter. We don't know.
Exactly, but that also could be a skill issue, just like our second point.
This game rewards repeated plays. You know that there is such a card in here that can do that one thing that can lose you a game. So you are better skilled next time you play and gonna avoid those situations, right?
True, but the big downside is that if you're a really skilled player and have played a lot, then getting new players into the game is quite tough because you're gonna kick their bottoms.
Yeah, you almost have to play subpar. You're like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna push for all in, otherwise I'm gonna crush them. Because I know that Southeast Asia scoring's coming up. Remember the game last we played and I forgot to mention that?
Yeah, there are things that will trigger in the game and he knows that, and other people won't. So the games might feel like unbalanced or things. Wait, it's a good thing. The more you play the game, the better you get. It rewards you about that. Just getting the same level of player is the difficult part.
Yeah.
Also, I'm taller than him. Thank you.
Wait, I was slouching. I was slouching.
So this game shines when you get the same level of players together. So if you're just starting out, find somebody who also wants to try it for the first time. That's the best experience.
Somebody who doesn't like to try hard all the time.
Yeah, like he does.
I don't.
Yeah, what happened with the Southeast Asia, huh?
But
don't want to try so hard.
But the lesson here is, will you ever forget that card? Never.
Well, luckily there's also some random that can help with all that. And also
help. Yeah, exactly. Mostly. Let's go check it out. Remember how I gushed about all of these cards and how different they are and how big of a replay value that gives? It's also its biggest downfall because it's very random. Oh, and by the way, there are also dice rolls.
Look at this amazing hand of cards! But unfortunately, you are the US player and all of these are your opponent's events. That sucks.
Sometimes you'll get a hand like that. Doesn't mean your opponent has a similar hand. He has his own events. And it's just very random, and it's very hard to play around that.
And maybe even scoring cards that will trigger really well for you, because all the power in this round is in your hands.
Indeed it is.
Yes, all of those things can feel sucky. That can feel like, everything is against you. But let's emphasize this. If you know the cards, if you know the odds, the better player will usually win this game, which means the random is more tactical play than just pure random.
Yeah, so if this game is not for you, then who it might be for?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. I think it's for news anchors.
I think it's for this guy. This is full of history theme for history buffs. This is very thematic game that feels big and vast and is all about dice rolling? Not all about, but it has that random that this guy really likes. I think it's everything the perfect formula for this guy to really enjoy it. And well, if you also want to try out all of those things, epic history flavored game, it's for you, my buddy. Do you think they feel good that they're similar to you, or they're like, oh man, no way? Ah, good. That's a good attitude. I don't care either. Also, what did you have?
Oh, I had news anchors. This is like condensed news episode over the Cold War. All the headlines. These all cards are headlines. If you're very old like me, you've probably seen some on actual TV. You know, the thing where you watch Netflix usually. It's great, and it's full of these little things that happen.
We're gonna rank it a bit later, or rather now. Let's move there.
The cards are great. I didn't mean that. Let's go rank it. So here's our final rating. I'm gonna start because my rating is not gonna be a big surprise. Usually we rank games from Hangover all the way up to a must-have. If you've seen some of our videos, you know it's in my top 10 games of all time. Hence, it is a must-have, obviously.
So you would place it in Hall of Fame, huh?
I would place it in Hall of Fame. It definitely is something that needs to be there because I really, really like it.
So it's 21 years old.
It is.
And it still got it. It's a fantastic game.
What?
It's a freaking fantastic game. There's a lot of things like why this game might not be for you, but all of that is just in such a good package, such a thematic feel. It's the best war game I've played.
What? Even better than War of the Ring?
Well, historic war game, I mean.
There we go.
Best historic war game I've played. I think it has all the best parts at all the best places. So before you go, let's just quickly talk about what's the best alternative if you want something similar, just, well, not this, something else. And for me, it's gonna be Watergate. As the name should suggest, it's all about the Watergate scandal, and you either trying to nail down Nixon and find the right evidence, or make sure that the right evidence is never to be found. And similarly to Twilight Struggle, it's a tug of war, where you just want your side to win all the battles and get till the end and win this argument. And Watergate also uses a similar card system. Use the cards for either action points or the events, which is full of flavor.
And if you want to try something different, yet also a war game, how about Vijay Angara?
It's all about India, right?
It is.
And history!
Of course it is. Welcome to India, where one player plays the Delhi Sultanate trying to hold on to the throne, while the other two factions are trying to dethrone it. This game is also run by a big deck of cards, but it works a bit different.
Yes, it uses the simplified coin system, where when it's your turn, you can either use it for the event, or you can use it to command and decree. In other words, use any of those actions like attack or rebel and so on. Or if you're super lazy like me, just pass and get some coins. Money.
So this feels like a good intro into that separate part of the hobby called wargaming. This is quite simple. This is also simple, but different in a way that's more political, because there are 1, 2, 3 players involved.
That's absolutely great alternatives, and if you want to know more of alternatives for this game, check out our other reviews, like we have a review about Sleeping Gods. Why it's a good alternative? It's not, but it's a video you have to watch. Just check out our other reviews.
Another thing you might want to have to please do is consider supporting our channel. You can do it through Patreon or one-time payments through PayPal or become a YouTube member.